Hi, thank you for coming to the video today. We're going to be setting up an LI-5350A, which is fairly similar to the 5300A setup. And those differences I will point out at the end of the video. Hopefully you watched the unboxing video and you have all the components sitting in front of you. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do is connect the waistline to the front of the system on your rotary valve. On port B has a white PTFE connector that your waistline parts 222-21112 comes with two waistlines. You can just select one out of the bag. And you'll just gently slide that onto the barb connector on port B. And then, as mentioned in the manual, we want to run the waistline below the system. So we'll run it under the system and down to a waste bucket that we have below the actual DIC analyzer, as it is a gravity-fed drain. Okay, and to connect your acid, which should be a hydrophosphoric acid, H3PO4, a 3% solution in a 7% sodium chloride solution. That is connected to port L, which is the Tygon tubing, and has a peak barbed connection on the rotary valve. We'll just slide this right into the bottle, make sure it goes to the bottom, and you'll want to have about half a liter to a liter for a day's worth of analyses. Next, your sample and standard go on ports C through K, which are all of the PTFE Teflon tubing. It's a little stiffer, so it's easy to tell apart. The standard connection is always on the blue connection that you can see here. We don't have one today, so that would be normally placed into a bottle. You can either use your own standard or the certified reference material from Andrew Dixon's lab at Scripps. Next, all the other standards, or all the other sample lines, we can place into a sample. So you'll want to take them and run them to the bottom of the bottle, so that is always drawing from the bottom of the bottle to reduce any atmospheric concentration. And now we're going to talk about connecting the gas tank to the analyzer. For the gases, for the LI-5350A, you can use either pure N2 or use a zero CO2 air balance tank. For the LI-5300A, you can only use a zero CO2 air balance tank. Both of those should be available from your local gas distributor, as well as the regulator that goes on. You'll want a dual stage regulator. You want to set the PSI to about 18 PSI. You also want to get an adapter, which you should work with your local distributor, gas distributor as well, for the regulator to be able to hook into the analyzer. We'll use the 1/4-inch bevel line tubing that comes with the system. And for this, we just use a quick connect and just push it directly into the quick connect and make sure it does not pull out. All right, now that you have the bevel line tubing connected to the gas tank, let's connect the bevel line tubing to the DIC analyzer. So you'll have the open end of the bevel line tubing. You'll need a stainless steel knurl that is part number 300-05896, and that should be in your accessories bag. And you'll also need one set of the plastic ferrules, that is 300-05375, and I'll show you how to put those on. So first, you'll want to slide the stainless steel knurl, put that on, make sure the threading is facing the end of the bevel line tubing. Next, you'll want the flat piece of the plastic knurl or plastic ferrule set with the larger end towards the back and the shorter end towards the front of the ferrule, or of the bevel line tubing. And then you'll want the front ferrule, and that slides on. It's a conical piece, and you'll want the front of the cone towards the end of the bevel line tubing. You will notice on the back of the system, we have a label pointing out where everything goes. So the air in is coming in for the from the gas tank, and we'll just slide that on. And we'll give it a nice tight screw. We don't need anything more than finger tight, and now your gas line is connected. Next, what we'll want to put on is the waste tubing from the back. So with that, we'll need the barb connector, and it is part 300 21051. And you'll want to slide the waste tubing, your second piece of waste tubing, onto the end of that barb, and then follow your label. Your waste is the white, and it's just a lure lock fitting, so we just slide it in, give it a little twist, and it's nice and tight. Again, you'll want to run this under the system into your waste bucket, which is below your system. Next part you'll want to connect is the salt filter on the back of the system. It connects into these two black parts, and this is the filter that comes with the system. It is in a bag labeled with directions on how to connect it. And again, it is already set up with your ferrules and your nuts that you'll need, so you just want to remove these black covers and screw it directly in. And again, you just want to do finger tight. We don't need to wrench it down. They are plastic ferrules, so if you wrench it too hard, they can get messed up. And now your filter is on the back of the system. Your next connection is your RS-485 cable, and this runs the pump and talks to the laptop. So again, you'll want to look at your label. The RS-485 DIC connection is on the right. It's also a female connection and a male connection on the cable, so that you cannot connect it into the wrong port. You want to screw it down so it's nice and tight and not loose. Your next connection is for the LI-850, and this is only for the LI-5350A. This is the serial connection next to it. We'll want to connect in, we'll want to connect in the RS-232 cord first, and we'll want to connect this serial adapter to the end of the RS-232 cord. And of course, we want to screw that in as well to make sure it stays nice and tight. And then again, on the other side of the RS-232 cord, we'll want to place the serial converter and screw those together as well. The last thing we want to connect onto the back is your power. So you come with a power plug. And it also comes with a power supply. You'll want to connect the power plug to the power supply. And then we'll want to connect the end of the power brick into the analyzer itself. And now the back of your system is all connected and ready to go. So there is a slight difference in connecting the LI-5300A to the computer and to the TGA analyzer. We are looking at the back of an LI-5350A, however we will show a picture of the difference between the two in the video. So the difference is down here there will be a barb that you'll see in the picture, and that's where the TGA gas comes out from here. And then you'll want to use the bevel line tubing to connect to the end of the TGA itself. So you will have a line similar to this. And again, you'll want to use the plastic ferrules and the 1/4-inch swage lock fittings. The only last connection there from the TGA is to place the Ethernet cord in the Ethernet port and run that to the laptop. And this concludes our video for the initial setup of the LI-5300A and the LI-5350A. As always, you can contact us for any further questions or go to our website or contact your local distributor. Thank you.